Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button. And give this video a like up. In the world of professional wrestling, there are few rivalries more intense than those between the larger-than-life personalities who grace the WWE stage. One such brewing discussion revolves around two iconic figures, John Cena and Roman Reigns. Both have become household names, transcending the confines of the squared circle to achieve mainstream stardom. But recently, a statement attributed to Cena, calling Roman Reigns the greatest wrestler of all time, has sparked considerable debate among wrestling fans and legends alike. In a surprising twist, however, one WWE legend has come forward, calling this claim unfair, a critique not of Reigns' undeniable talent, but of the weight and complexity of bestowing such a title. The WWE legend who made this statement is none other than the Nature Boy Ric Flair, himself a 16-time world champion, and widely regarded as one of the greatest to ever lace up a pair of boots. Flair, known for his flamboyance, technical mastery, and enduring influence on the business, took issue with Cena's purported assertion. To Flair, calling Roman Reigns the greatest of all time is, quite simply, a premature and reductive judgment, given the long, storied history of the sport. There's no denying Roman Reigns' status in WWE today. The Tribal Chief has been on an unprecedented run, holding the Universal Championship for over 3 years and counting, while asserting dominance over nearly every opponent who has dared step into the ring with him. Reigns, a member of the famous Anoa'i wrestling dynasty, has transformed himself from a divisive babyface to one of the most compelling heels of the modern era. He has main-evented multiple WrestleManias, stood victorious over legends like Brock Lesnar, Edge, and Daniel Bryan, and become a centerpiece of WWE storylines, particularly after aligning himself with Paul Heyman. His head-of-the-table persona has redefined how fans perceive him, evolving from a once polarizing character into one of the most beloved and feared figures in sports entertainment. Reigns, by all accounts, is a megastar. Before Reigns' era of dominance, WWE was synonymous with John Cena. The Doctor of Thugonomics turned superhero has been the face of the company for over a decade. Much like Hulk Hogan in the 1980s or Steve Austin in the late 1990s, Cena represented the epitome of WWE's global brand. With 16 world title reigns to his name, countless main event matches, and a work ethic that made him a crossover star in Hollywood, Cena's legacy is firmly cemented. However, Cena has always been generous in his praise of Roman Reigns, recognizing the younger star's ability to carry the torch in his absence. Cena has faced Reigns on several occasions, most notably at SummerSlam 2021, where Reigns defeated Cena in a highly anticipated bout, further solidifying his dominance as the top dog in WWE. When Cena referred to Reigns as the greatest of all time during interviews and appearances, he sparked conversations across the wrestling world. Fans wondered, could Reigns, who is still in the midst of his prime, already have surpassed the likes of Cena, Flair, Hogan, and The Rock? It's an incredible compliment, but one that carries significant weight. In response to Cena's praise, Ric Flair voiced his opinion that while Reigns is undeniably talented, calling him the greatest of all time is unfair for a number of reasons. First, Flair emphasized that the conversation about greatness in professional wrestling must include multiple eras, styles, and contexts. Flair himself dominated the 1980s and early 1990s, wrestling all over the world and defending the NWA World Heavyweight Championship in every corner of the globe. His career was marked by grueling hour-long matches, technical prowess, and a dedication to the craft that few have matched. Flair's influence on future generations of wrestlers cannot be overstated, and his belief is that greatness should be measured over the long term. It's not fair to the history of the business, Flair reportedly said. Roman is great, no doubt about it. But there have been so many incredible performers in wrestling, each contributing something different. To call anyone the greatest while they're still in their prime, it's too soon. Flair's argument hinges on the idea that Reigns has not yet endured the true test of time. He points to legends like The Undertaker, Shawn Michaels, and Bret Hart, who each wrestled for decades and were responsible for shifting the business in significant ways. He also references competitors like Stone Cold Steve Austin, who, despite a shorter career at the top, revolutionized WWE and became a cultural icon. Flair's statement reflects his belief that greatness in wrestling is multifaceted. It's not just about title reigns or dominance over opponents, but also about how a wrestler impacts the industry as a whole, influences their peers, and evolves with time. According to Flair, Reigns is certainly on the path to becoming one of the greats, but crowning him the greatest before the full story has been told is premature. The idea of naming a greatest of all time is inherently subjective. In sports like basketball or soccer, there are statistics, championships, and individual accolades that can offer some form of objective comparison. But professional wrestling, being a scripted sport, blends athleticism with entertainment, making the conversation more complicated. Greatness in wrestling can be measured by in-ring ability, character work, promo skills, longevity, and cultural impact. Hulk Hogan, for instance, may not have been the most technically gifted wrestler, but his influence in bringing WWE to the mainstream in the 1980s is undeniable. Similarly, Shawn Michaels is often hailed as one of the greatest in-ring performers ever, despite never reaching Hogan or Cena's level of global stardom. Cena's remarks about Reigns could be seen as a form of passing the torch, acknowledging that Reigns has taken WWE to new heights in this current era. It's possible that Cena sees qualities in Reigns, such as his versatility, star power, and ability to evolve, that resemble his own career arc. But even Cena would likely admit that labeling someone the GOAT is more about sparking debate than making a definitive claim. For his part, Roman Reigns has remained characteristically humble in the face of these discussions. In interviews, he has often stated that his focus is on being the best version of himself and helping WWE continue to grow. Reigns, who has faced a barrage of criticism earlier in his career, seems unfazed by comparisons and superlatives. "I'm just doing my job," Reigns said in an interview. "If people want to call me that, then it's flattering. But I'm just here to prove every night why I belong at the top." Reigns' attitude speaks to the evolving nature of greatness in wrestling. He understands that it's not just about what he does now, but how he sustains it over time. Ultimately, John Cena's praise for Roman Reigns as the greatest wrestler of all time may be an exaggeration, or perhaps a glimpse into the future. While Roman Reigns has undoubtedly cemented his place among the upper echelon of wrestling superstars, Ric Flair's assertion that it is unfair to label him the greatest at this stage of his career holds weight. Wrestling's history is filled with legendary figures who have each contributed to the industry in their own way, making the conversation about the GOAT as exciting and open-ended as ever. Only time will tell if Reigns can live up to that lofty title, but for now, the debate will rage on, both inside and outside the ring.